I now hand the conference over to Mr. Anuj Sonpal from Valorem Advisors. Thank you, and over to you, sir.
Thank you. Good afternoon, everyone, and a warm welcome to you all. My name is Anuj Sonpal from Valorem Advisors. We represent the investor relations of HFCL Limited. On behalf of the company, I would like to thank you all for participating in the company's earnings conference call for the second quarter of financial year 2021. Before we begin, I would like to mention a short cautionary statement as always. Some of the statements made in today's earnings conference call may be forward-looking in nature. Such forward-looking statements are subject to risks and uncertainties which could cause actual results to differ from those anticipated. Such statements are based on management's belief and as well as assumptions made by and information currently available to management. Audiences are cautioned not to place any undue reliance on these forward-looking statements in making any investment decisions. The purpose of today's earnings conference call is purely to educate and bring awareness about the company's fundamental business and financial quarter under review. I would now like to introduce you to the management participating with us in today's earnings conference call and give it over to them for opening remarks. We have with us Mr. Mahendra Natha, Promoter and Managing Director, Mr. V.R. Jain, Chief Financial Officer, and Mr. Manoj Baid, Company Secretary. I now request Mr. Mahendra Natha to give his opening remarks. Thank you, and over to you, sir.
Thank you, Anuj. Good evening, everyone, and a very warm welcome to this earnings call of HFCL for the second quarter and first half of financial year 2021. It is good to connect with you once again at a time when COVID-19 appears to be making way for normalcy, both in the spheres of our life as well as our work. I'm sure that you got a chance to go through our Q2 results announced earlier on October 10, 2020. Please allow me to briefly introduce the company, its state of affairs, and how it has been progressing on the path of normalcy in this pandemic situation during the last quarter. As a leading telecom technology enterprise, HFCL makes immense contributions to a securely connected and communicating world. It does so through a range of solutions and products deployed in integrated communication networks. It operates 4 dedicated business verticals, namely telecom, defense, railways, and security and surveillance. HFCL manufactures a range of high-end transmission and access equipment, optical fiber cable, and cable accessories. Spanning across the value chain, its technologically superior offerings include product manufacturing as well as specialized services. These get deployed in both the private and government sectors towards varied applications in telecom, defense, railways, utilities, and security and surveillance network. Our 2 centers of excellence at Gurgaon and Bangalore spearhead in our in-house research and development activities. Our innovation efforts are also supported by a few other invested R&D houses and collaborators from India and abroad. Collectively, our R&D teams are developing a range of breakthrough technology products and solutions, which can be offered for mass deployment thanks to their cost competitiveness. Our 5 world-class manufacturing facilities produce a wide range of new generation communication products. The company serves an enviable list of customers globally with export destinations to over 40 countries. The company closed the second quarter with an order book of rupees 7,447 crores, which is approximately 2 times of our FY20 revenue. The order book is backed by a promising pipeline of bids and RFPs. To be executed over the next 6 to 8 quarters, our order book is fairly representative of all our businesses, verticals, and come from a multitude of prestigious customers. Adding significantly to revenue visibility, our order book has an O&M component worth 1,555 crores. Our innovation journey has yielded superior Wi-Fi network products, high-capacity radio relay, microwave radios, and cloud-based management platform. Going forward, our effort for innovation and IPR creation is going to accelerate. Driven by next-generation technology offerings by focusing on own developed family of products which are capable to cater the global market demands, we are undergoing a complete technology-led transformation. Our innovation pipeline has switches, routers, intelligent internal systems, electronic fuses, electro-optic devices, ground surveillance radars, software-defined radios, etc., at various stages of development. Our new products initiatives are backed with requisite global and Indian certifications. These efforts are aimed at driving our margin upwards. We have been receiving good orders from our recently launched Wi-Fi and UBR products. These orders are from multiple customers, including Tier 1 telecom operators. Exploring various overseas opportunities, also for these products, we are setting up domestic and international distribution network. Fully designed, developed and manufactured in India, these high technology products epitomize Atmanirbhar Bharat. Getting extensively deployed for rural broadband connectivity, they are furthering the digital India vision of our Honorable Prime Minister. We started supplying Wi-Fi and UBR products in the first quarter of current financial year. While we are still in early stages of their immense potential, we have already received orders for more than 1 lakh units of these products. The same are planned to be supplied by December in the current year, and more such orders will flow during the coming quarters. Capacity utilizations at our OFC manufacturing units has progressively improved in spite of restrictions witnessed at the Chennai unit on account of COVID. Collectively, the utilization reached about 70 to 80% at the close of quarter 2 from just about 30 to 35% during quarter 1. The recovery was led by our Goa plant, which operated at 93% capacity at the end of quarter 2. Some of our new generation products have entered pilot production with advanced field trials going on with customers. We are gearing up for commercial launch of our next generation Wi-Fi systems compatible with 5G networks, intelligent antenna systems, and level 2 and level 3 switch products in quarter 3. I am glad to inform you that our upcoming optical fiber cable facility, newly created facility at Hyderabad, is progressing well, and we expect it to commence production by November 2020, that is about a month from now. Looking back at our performance, the recovery continues to accelerate. There is more action across new inquiries, production, shipment, project execution, etc. Due to impact of COVID during first half of the current financial year, from an analytical standpoint and for the purpose of comparison, financial numbers won't be comparable on year-to-year basis. However, sequential comparison over the previous quarter, that is Q2 versus Q1 of FY21, gives a correct picture of coming closer to normalcy. Let me share these comparisons on a sequential basis. Quarterly revenues rose to 1,054 crores in Q2, recording a jump of 50% over 700 crore in quarter 1. EBITDA recorded a 65% sequential growth to reach to rupees 138 crore in Q2 from rupees 83 crore in Q1 of FY21. EBITDA margin improved by 118 basis points sequentially to reach 13% for Q2. Profit after tax rose to 54 crore in Q2, rising 149% over 21 crores recorded in quarter 1 of current financial year. PAT margin improved by 200 basis points to rupees 5.04% from 3.04% recorded in quarter 1 of FY21. Compared with the corresponding quarter of FY20, our Q2 FY21 revenue is higher by 8%, while EBITDA is lower by 1.4%. Suffice to indicate that we are almost back to pre-COVID levels now. Capacity utilization, new product shipments, project execution, speed are all poised to head northwards from here on. We hope that we may have much brighter numbers and more positive updates and share and discuss when we meet again post the Q3 result announcement. With this, I will close my remarks. Thank you once again for your participation in HFCL's earnings call. Now I open the floor for question and answer session. Thank you very much to all of you.
Thank you very much. We will now begin the question and answer session. Anyone who wishes to ask a question may press star and one on their touchtone telephone. If you wish to remove yourself from the question queue, you may press star and two. Participants are requested to use handsets while asking a question. Ladies and gentlemen, we will wait for a moment while the question queue assembles. Reminder to the participants, anyone who wishes to ask a question may press star and one at this time. Participants, to ask a question, you may press star and one. The first question is from the line of Sajal Kapoor from Unseen Value Limited. Please go ahead.
Good evening, Mr. Nahata. Thank you for this conference call. My question to you would be that new orders this quarter, how much you received?
This quarter we received orders worth about 350 crores, which are majorly for fiber optic cables or Wi-Fi or these kind of own produced products. And of course, we have participated in a number of other tenders, RFPs, inquiries. So we expect
आप जिस
much
व्यक्ति से
higher
बात
number of
कर
orders.
रहे हैं उन्होंने आपके कॉल को होल्ड पर रखा है कृपया
Hello?
I have
Hello.
muted the line of Mr. Hemant. Please go ahead.
Yeah.
Hello?
So 350 crores in the last quarter, and with the kind of RFPs and tender inquiries and pricing information we have participated, we expect good quantity of orders to come in the current quarter also.
And sir, I want to talk about some of your, you talk about your strengths and your opportunities. I want to know a little bit about your weaknesses and about your balance sheet. So your trade receivables is very high and cash flow from operations is also not good. Would you like to throw some light on that?
I would have my CFO answer this question.
Sajal, the receivable level in absolute terms has definitely increased as compared to last financial year. The main reason is been due to this COVID impact. Some of the project execution has got delayed where the release of payment is milestone based. So that has impacted realization from our against our outstanding dues. And then secondly, the last 2 months alone, our gross sales amounted to rupees 750 crore, which is part of the receivable. Overall operating cycle has improved from Q1. Overall operating cycle is 122 days as on 30th September as compared to 132 days as on 30th June. Still, we have to go a long way to bring it to the normal level as of March 20. So hopefully next 2 quarters we can see a lot of improvement in the operating cycle and receivable levels.
And so my last question would be, the promoter group has been increasing stake in the company. So is the seller a known seller or?
Look, this is, first of all, it's a company call, but I would still answer your question from a promoter's perspective, I being a promoter. There is no known seller. I don't know anybody, who might have sold to the promoters or not. They are just bought from stock market, open market. And of course, the promoters have increased their holding to consolidate that at this point of time.
Thank you so much, sir.
Thank you. The next question is from the line of Abhishek Shah from Valcore Capital Advisors. Please go ahead.
Hi, sir. Thank you for the opportunity. I just had a few broad-based questions. First, I'm trying to understand the size of opportunity for us in our business. Second would be that, of the, market size, what would be the difference between what could be the opportunity for fiber and the other products? I'll ask the next question once you answer this.
So, size of opportunity in telecom field is very, very large. 4G still is in expansion mode. 5G is to come, maybe another 6 to 9 months time. New auction for 4G spectrum is happening. That will further lead to expansion of 4G networks. Couple of service providers who have not enhance their network to 4G level, to the level others have done, or who have not started their 4G are going to start 4G now. That will increase the demand. 5G will increase demand of everything immensely. Moreover, FTTH is being put by one operator. Now, Airtel has also announced a similar level of FTTH deployment, which will increase the demand. So, market size and opportunity is immense. It's in thousands of crores. And then the BharatNet is going to come up, which itself, one project is itself worth 30,000 crores. So, if you look at 3 years time frame, I would say this opportunity could be a 5-year time frame. Let me put say 5-year time frame. This opportunity could be on something like 3 lakh crores.
Okay. So, say a Bharti or a Jio announces, let's say, a $3 billion capex. What would be our sort of target market in that 3 billion? Would it be 30%?
Look, I can't put a number like percentage on their announcement, but we are definitely looking at, increased revenue year-on-year growth from our side, and increase our market share from these operators, not only these operators, from export market also. And mind you, we are also present in defense business, so which is completely separate line in defense communication as well as defense electronics. So we are going to increase our revenue from those areas also. So it's not only from operators, it is going to be from cross section, and also from BharatNet kind of an opportunity where there will be large demand of fiber optic cable as well as equipment, which we are designing indigenously, going to produce indigenously, and being own designed equipment, they are going to be very competitive, designed and manufactured as per the requirement of this rural requirement.
Understood. Sir, one last thing. Sir, over the last 3-4 years, we've also tried to focus a lot more on new products and sort of, reduce our risk purely towards fiber. If you can just tell us more on, how has that progressed, and, what sort of orders are we getting on that side? That is one. And second part of this question is that, how much time does it generally take, since we are new to this sort of these products as such, if I may call it, so what is the comfort level for the customer to give you a sizable order for that?
Look, number one, we have really started focusing from last 1.5 years or more, maybe about 2 years, on the development of new products. Now, all these products, being public communication products or even defense products, take time to develop. And, it's not that, you start making effort today for development and it becomes available in a few months. It takes about a year or 1.5 years time frame. So but lot of such initiatives are taken and it started giving results. For example, Wi-Fi product has come into market, and as I mentioned in my opening remarks, we have received order for Wi-Fi and UBR, unlicensed band radio, which have been developed by us and already in the market for 100,000 units, 1 lakh units. Now, this confidence customer got, at least they did the testing for, I would say, 3 to 6 months time. Lab testing, and then 3 months lab testing and 3 months plus field testing. It took almost 6 months because customer has to put it in the public network. So they cannot put it unless they are satisfied with the robustness and the quality of the equipment. So 3 to 6 months is the time frame customer normally takes in the beginning to allow any product to be inducted in his network on a very large scale. So it took 3 to 6 months, and many a times customers want some kind of customization to be done for them, which being developed locally by us, we can do such customization. Many such customization we have done. So this took about 6 months time from this Wi-Fi and UBR. But now it's a 1 lakh order book we have, and which would be shipped by December. Similarly, other products which have started as a collaborative R&D for like switches. Switches would be available in next probably 2 months time. This effort was started about a year back. Routers started about few months back, would be available in 6 to 8 months time frame as per the specifications which are required. Electronic fuses, as an example for defense. Electronic fuses, we started about more than a year back. I am happy to say that those fuses are now ready. We have conducted trial in a different country where this contract development was undertaken by our R&D partner, and now they are ready for trial in India. We have to ship it to the army for trial. We are waiting for the date. Whenever they are ready, we will ship it to them. And I must also say that now we are ready to market that fuse internationally also, because it's ready. So 1.5 years it took to start, about 1 year it took from the time we started. Now the product is ready. Now to induct it in the any army, it will take 6 to 9 months of trial phase. So the defense, it takes that much time. So depends, which kind of product you are talking. Sometimes 3 to 6 months, sometimes 6 to 9 months. And development cycle is at least a year. Some cases it may be little bit more. For example, software-defined radio, which is very, very complicated product, and the demand is about 25,000 crores in India alone. Development cycle is itself 18 months, and the test and trial period would be about 6 months. So overall cycle period could be 24 months. But all are progressing very satisfactorily, and products are coming on stream one by one. From this quarter itself, they would start coming into stream, and we will start selling and marketing them. And this process will continue for next 2 years time frame, with number of more products coming into stream one by one. In fact, as I said in my opening remarks, we are completely renovating the company, I must say, by including more and more products which are our own design products with a large R&D budget, so that we become more profitable and our market share also increases, because these are the products made in India but made for the world. It's the entire family of products which is quality-wise and technology-wise at edge of technology. There is no way you can differentiate between a multinational Wi-Fi product with our product. Like now, new standard Wi-Fi 6 has come, which is 5G compatible. We are ready with that, and we have already offered for testing to the operators. And I am sure in 3 to 4 months' time, we will start receiving orders for them also.
So is the technology in-house, or are we collaborating with someone for this?
Both. It's technology in-house. Collaborating means R&D collaboration is there, but IPR is ours. Somebody else is doing it, development for us. Our own IPR. It's a joint development. So it's our technology. There is no collaboration in these cases. When I talked of router, whether it is a switch, Wi-Fi 5, Wi-Fi 6, cloud-based management system, electro-optic systems, electronic fuse, these are all our technology.
Okay. All right, sir. Thank you so much, sir.
Own IPR. Very, very important.
Lovely. Really, really nice to hear this, sir. If I have more questions, I'll come back in this case. Thank you.
Okay.
Thank you. The next question is from the line of Sanjay Shah from KSA Shares and Securities. Please go ahead.
Good evening, sir. Thanks for the opportunity.
Good evening,
Yeah, sir, I appreciate the performance of this quarter sincerely in this current perspective. Now coming back to your all exciting comments, it is really exciting journey ahead, as you rightly pointed out, reinventing HFCL or renovating. So, sir, can you tell us that what is opportunity on these defense products and other products? What export opportunity we have? Because in India, we are not so confident about our government purchasing capacity or intention. So, better we diversify or we risk divide ourselves by taking some export orders and all. In that, what is our where we have reached and what potential we see in that export for this product?
Mr. Shah, thanks a lot for your question. Let me answer it in this way. There are two kind of products we have. One is communication, second is defense electronics. What we have done for communication products, we have started appointing either advisors, consultants, or even our own employees in some of the countries. We have got now our people in Middle East, we have people in Europe, in France, we have people in England, we are appointing people in Southeast Asia. So what we are going to do with these people who are either on board or a couple of them are going to be on board, we are going to use them for building relationship for each of our product. So that, they are the relationship people who build relationship for each of our products, and the product specialists then go from India and start talking to the customers. So, and right now this is being done for fiber optic cable, which we are already exporting to more than 30-40 countries, as I already explained to you. Now, you rightly say, that we are not sure about how much government would purchase. That's true for communication sector because BSNL is the only operator from government. That's partially true, but partially there is a good sign also BharatNet. From the government perspective I am talking about. Because that money is there given by the operators, it's not government money. And there is probably 40-50,000 crore line there, which is now going to be used for BharatNet phase 2. That money cannot be used for any other purpose by law. So there is a huge requirement for BharatNet and the demand is there that was suddenly going to come in a different mode. It is going to come in a PPP mode. And where the viability gap funding will be done by Government of India from this USO fund. So that demand is there. In terms of other communication products, it's not really government we are selling. It's to private operators like Jio, like Airtel, like Vodafone, or any such operator, or many of the ISPs we sell. So their purchase capacity is there, nothing to do with government. However, products like defense products, for example, like I mentioned, electronic fuse, which is ready. I am expecting that we will have a marketing kind of a effort started for that internationally in next 2 to 3 months time frame. 3 months, maybe 3 months time frame. Of course, getting orders is 6 months to a year because these kind of military products undergo trial testing in every army. Then only you get orders. Electro-optics. Again, we would be from, I would say, end of Q1 or beginning of Q2 of the next financial year. We would start marketing electro-optics, which is night vision devices in the world market. In India, we have already started. We have already participated in tenders for electro-optics in India. Some of these are going to be opened very, very soon, in my opinion. We are going to participate in another very large tender next week itself for electro-optics. So that effort has already started. So in terms of defense sector, I would say India still has reason to spend more. As you all know, the kind of situation which exists on northern western border, India is spending more, and there is a large scale purchase going on for these kind of equipment, which there are deficiencies. We are going to participate in another major overhauling program of certain kind of equipment, which I can't go in detail because restricted RFPs have been given, but with a very large company, global company. And that's also very, very large tender. So opportunities are there in defense sector in India, but since these are our own design products, own IPR, we are going to sell it globally, absolutely. Because that's the reason why we have gone for our own design and huge R&D investment, so that we can create products and sell it globally.
So what is your internal guidelines about the export? How much we can do for next 1 year, 2 year, 3 years?
Look, the current financial year, optical fiber cable is the only one which we are exporting. Maybe we will do some of Wi-Fi also. And in terms of services, turnkey contracts, we are doing railway contracts in Dhaka and Mauritius. Those are coming up. So current year, all put together, optical fiber cable and that contracts, our export could be about 150 crore plus. 150 crore plus. My wish is to reach to at least in 3 years time frame north of 500 to 600 crores. With so many products coming up, it could be even higher. I am not projecting those numbers, but that is minimum internal target that we should cross those kind of numbers in 3 years time frame. It can be much more because defense products and all that would come into picture. It can be much more, but I am not making any such projections right now.
That's great. So my second question is, how do you see the optic fiber and fiber cable market right now across the globe?
Look, market is improving. From what I probably would have talked in the last earnings call to now, market is improving globally because one, there was a huge impact of COVID. And because of COVID impact, market was subdued. Then China was also buying less. Chinese demand has improved a bit with China Telecom, China Mobile coming up with the tenders for fiber. Internationally, there is going to be deployment of FTTH in large scale, including Europe. So cable demand is going to be there. Similarly, India and worldwide, this 5G networks are going to come up. And with the 5G, again, fiber demand is going to increase because networks have to be made ready for 5G by linking all these towers by fiber. The throughput of every tower is so high, it cannot be carried forward on a large scale on microwave radios. So there is going to be large scale deployment of fiber all over the world. So fiber optic cable business will see improvement. I don't say that prices will increase dramatically because there is enough capacity existing, but demand will increase. In India, FTTH by all the major operators, then 5G deployment, then BharatNet. All these three things put together, demand is again going to go up. But I would not be saying that there is going to be any dramatic increase in the fiber prices because there is enough capacity existing in the world. Right. But those people in India who have large scale capacity and maybe backward integration like us, they would see that their factories get enough orders to fill their capacity. Like for example, today our both factories, Goa and Chennai, are operating at 100% capacity. Last quarter there was problems because of COVID, not because of orders. Now we are putting up a third factory for cable, which I mentioned in my opening remarks. Third factory for cable, which is being under construction or under installation rather. Construction is done under installation of machines and all that from next week. Machines are going to arrive probably in next 5 to 7 days. And this is the third factory for cable. So you can imagine the kind of demand we have in the existing factories that we have to put up a third factory for manufacturing cable. But that may not be the case for every manufacturer, particularly smaller ones, but the large ones are definitely going to be looking at operating at reasonably very good capacity.
So BharatNet program of government was stopped since more than 1.5 years. Correct me if I'm wrong. So how confident you are they are starting it again with the PPP model, and do you think that will work out properly for the business?
It will, I tell you. Even the Prime Minister has announced that 4 lakh villages, or 4.5 rather, are going to be connected in 1,000 days by fiber. It's a Prime Minister announcement from the Red Fort. Right. So government has to act upon it. Now money is available. That's the major point. Other places you find budget constraints, and because of budget constraints, many things do not happen. In this case, money is available. Even if government were to implement it all by own without PPP, enough money is available. There's about 40,000 crores plus money is available in US fund, and it will increase every year. So they have to spend that money. Now, instead of doing it by government, they decided that it should be done by PPP model for better quality and better utilization. In phase 1, whatever they did, 1.5 lakh, 1.25 lakh panchayats or 1.5 lakh maybe, the proper utilization is not there. The government is not a sales or marketing organization, they can sell it properly. And quality of network was also not that too great, it was poor. So they decided that it should be done by private on a PPP model, so the private people will do a better quality, and sales and marketing responsibility will also be theirs because it's a PPP model, which would be 25 to 30 years kind of a operating contract. After that, 30 years or maybe something like that, extendable to another 10 years, they have to hand over the network to government. So it's a perpetual kind of a thing. So with that model, I'm sure things will definitely pick up and it will be successful. If PPP does not succeed for whatever reason, I'm just hypothetical thing I'm saying, government will do it its own because it's a committed announcement by Prime Minister, they cannot go back, and money is there. And this BharatNet is going to be beneficial to our company from different angles. One, if it is a good PPP contractor, who has got money and capacity to build, we will get turnkey work from them. Two, fiber optic cable supply, which is going to be huge demand for fiber optic cable. Connecting 4.5 lakh villages is no mean a joke. It needs. I don't have the numbers how much they have calculated, and it's all going to be over the ring network. It may need 8 to 10 lakhs kilometers of fiber optic cable, which is huge quantity. Then, equipment. Connectivity does not mean connectivity alone. They are going to put conditions that so many houses are to be connected over fiber optic cable, FTTH. That's why this OFC network is there. So that would bring us a lot of demand for FTTH kind of cable, and also equipment which also we are undertaking for design FTTH kind of an equipment which is required for FTTH network. As I said, it is going to be a ring configuration of network which would require routers, which would require switches, and all are there in our product line now, which are going to be available in next 2 to 3 months gradually, and those will also be required. And with the PMA condition, where you need a higher amount of indigenous content, which can only happen if it's a product designed and manufactured locally, we are going to get advantage out there also. So I am looking at BharatNet with a lot of excitement.
That's great, sir. It's really exciting, sir. Thank you very much for updating in detail, sir.
Thank you.
Thank you. Participants, to ask a question, you may press star and 1. The next question is from the line of Parth Mehta, individual investor. Please go ahead.
Good evening, sir. A lot of my questions have already been answered, but just one question that you had already said about SDR is the opportunity is about 25,000 crores in India alone, and it might take about 2 years' time for it to be available in the market. So where actually are we in that 2-year time frame? Have we just started, or we are halfway, or almost through? So could you please throw some light on that?
Look, SDR we have just started, and Army has also come out with a EOI now where they have to do the shortlisting. It's still not done. So it's on a nascent stage from the customer requirement point of view also. We are not late at all. So we are absolutely on dot as to the customer requirement. They are going to give 18 months time for development, and then they are going to start the trial. I think they are going to little more than 18 months, I think 18 plus 3 or something like that. And we have already started. So we are on exactly as per customer requirement. So it will be, our product would be ready, maybe I would say 15 months or so time frame from now. Now, that's a complete range of products. But the first product is going to be available in 12 months time frame, because it has got various configuration. It has got handheld, it has got man pack, it has got vehicle mounted. The first version, I think in my opinion, should be available in about 12 months time frame.
Okay. So everything we can expect it in 22, 23, that we can see it in revenues, not before that, right?
Yeah, you are right. Absolutely.
Okay.
Not before that. And that too, end of 22, 23.
Okay. Okay. And sir, I had another question on GPON. So as the BharatNet starts fructifying, how do we see that? How soon do we see that in execution?
BharatNet execution, first of all, the PPP, EOI, tender, all that has to come, which is slated to happen in a few months. Then a tender finalization and all that. I think I would suspect that this execution would be about a year, next financial year.
Next financial year, okay. Sir, apart from that, we have not been seeing any service revenues, service orders coming in the last 3 to 4 quarters. So are they majorly from BharatNet or the government, or they are from the private parties as well?
Well, the orders have been coming. If you look at, you would not have seen a very major order coming in after our Gov NMS, an IP-MPLS order which came a few months ago. Some more large orders are expected, not that they are not, maybe very soon. But what I am trying to say is, orders do come, but they come in smaller numbers, One single big order is not there, but fiber optic cable, for example, 20 crore, 30 crore, 40 crore. Like, last quarter we have received orders of 350 crores, which is small orders. Now, okay, larger RFPs also we have participated. Some larger order also might come soon. So sometimes the larger comes, sometimes the smaller orders come. Now this quarter, my hope is much higher from order booking point of view, much higher.
Okay. So my last question is, we are going to start shipping our Wi-Fi in the month of December. So No,
we have already started shipping. I am saying Wi-Fi, we would have supplied 1 lakh units by December.
Okay,
1 lakh.
Okay. Okay, so that will be Wi-Fi, and Wi-Fi 6th generation will be probably a little down the line? maybe?
Wi-Fi 6 we have already developed. It has already been given for testing to the operators. And the testing should take about 3 months time frame, because then there may be requirement of some customization and all that. I would say Wi-Fi 6 shipment in all probability should start towards end of this financial year, current financial year.
Okay, so whatever we are doing in Wi-Fi currently, that will be substituted by 6, or that will be an additional thing?
So I think some people would still continue with Wi-Fi 5. Some people will go to Wi-Fi 6. Particularly the 5G operators would definitely like to go for Wi-Fi 6, because their throughput is going to be higher. So they would like a equipment which can take that throughput and give it to the customers.
Okay. So what would be the difference in pricing for unit of Wi-Fi 5 and 6? I don't know what is.
It's too early to say right now. It's too early to say, but difference may not be much. May not be much.
And the Wi-Fi 5 goes for what? I'm just trying to calculate what can be clock in this year from Wi-Fi.
Pardon me?
What can be generating revenues from this year in Wi-Fi?
We are looking at generation of about 125 to 150 crores from these our own design products from the current financial year.
Okay, so some 100,000 units we will be generating that amount. That is what you are indicating.
100,000 units of that, and then there are antennas, accessories, UBRs, all those put together.
Okay. Thank you so much, sir. You've been very informative, and I look forward to the third quarter as well.
Thank you very much.
Thank you. Ladies and gentlemen, in order to ensure that the management is able to address questions from all participants in the conference, please limit your questions to 2 per participant. Should you have a follow-up question, we would request you to rejoin the question queue. The next question is from the line of Giriraj Daga from KM Visaria Family Trust. Please go ahead.
Yeah, hello, sir. My question is related to, what is the order pipeline you are saying which can be awarded over the next 6 months till, let's say, March 21 end? You said it's good, but any number to that?
Look, Mr. Daga, it would be not good for me to put any number, because these forward-looking projections I am not supposed to give in.
No, I'm saying how much industry ordering will be done. So whether you will go it or not is the next question. But I believe
industry order.
Yeah. I'm saying how much total bidding will happen, or the total of project will be awarded over the next 6 months.
It could be in several thousand crores. It would be, and if I put PPP or BharatNet and all put together, it will be several thousand crores. Defense products, these communication products, I think this could be, and 5G coming in, I don't know 5G would happen in this current financial year or not. But even then, in the communication, civil communication itself, I think it could be something like 6,000-7,000 crores, 10,000 crores maybe.
Okay. My second question, I missed the number. What is the capacity of the third factory which you are putting for cable? And how much capacity we are doing?
It is going to be cable kilometer perspective. And again, let me caution you. This all depends on what kind of cable you manufacture. This particular factory is being put for FTTH cables, fiber to home, which is a low fiber count cable, and capacity is going to be 30,000 cable kilometers per month.
Okay.
For FTTH only. It's not going to be high count fiber. It's only FTTH. Right now, we would expand more in future, but right now it is for FTTH and 30,000 cable kilometers per month.
And what is the capex we are incurring there?
Capex would be in the order of roughly about 25 crores or so. 25 crores plus civil already undertaken, which has been done 10 crores. So total would be up to the tune of 35 crores.
And just assuming, let's say we reach a 90% ratio, I'm not putting a time there, how much revenue we can generate from this, or let's say how much EBITDA we can generate from this much of capex?
I would say revenue should be around about 200 crores.
And profit margin of 12-13%?
Well, I can't say that at this point of time. I would say lower number. Profit margin, I would say little below 10% or 10% maybe.
Okay. My next question is a bit more on the technology side. There are some reports which are mentioning that the 5G capex may not entail a large number of tower, what many people are expecting. Do you also?
Again?
I am reading some reports which mention that what the technology Jio is going to adopt on 5G that may not result in a more number of the densification of more towers. So are you seeing something on that line? Are you in industry interaction that the 5G may not
comment about any particular operator, Jio or anybody else, but generally, 5G would need densification because with the kind of throughput 5G has and kind of spectrum it has to be densified. This is a law of physics. Higher you go in spectrum, smaller is the coverage. Higher you go in the data speed, smaller is the coverage. So densification has to happen. There is no way out of that. It has to happen. For every 4G tower, you will need, depending on area 2 to 3 5G towers, maybe 3.
Okay, because what I was reading is that the people will be using 3500 megahertz for the download and about 1800 megahertz for the uplinking, and that's why might not require the number of towers people are expecting. It might be higher, but not
at least 2 times, if not 3 times, at least, if not 3.
Okay.
And existing towers will have to be upgraded with the more power supplies, higher power supplies, and fiber optic cable.
Okay. Understood. Thanks a lot, sir.
Thank you.
Thank you. The next question is from the line of Abhishek Jain from VC Corporate Advisors Private Limited. Please go ahead.
Good evening, sir. Actually, I have got 2 questions. One is, sir, if you can provide
may we request that you please use the handset mode? We are not able to hear you.
Hello, can you hear me?
Yes,
better.
Yeah. Okay, I have got 2 questions. One is, sir, if you can provide me with the bifurcation of the revenue in terms of fiber, cables, equipment, defense and turnkey projects wise, if possible. And another thing is, sir, a little about the opportunities in the next 5 years. If we see the company revenue has increased during 2016 to FY20 to 3,800 crore rupees during the peak 4G investment, both by Jio and Airtel. So, sir, looking at the opportunity in the next 5 years and in terms of lakhs of crore rupees opportunity, so where do you see company standing in terms of revenue? How much the company will be able to capitalize on this opportunity? Because in the last 5 years, it has not grown much.
Look, not that last 5 years we have not grown. It's last particularly
2,800 crores to 3,800 crores from
this is not a growth. Number one. Number two, in terms of revenue mix in the current quarter, out of 1,050 crore revenue, we have the telecom products, which includes fiber optic cable and Wi-Fi and all that, 279 crores and 775 crores out of was our projects, which includes products as well as services like Army's communication network and all that. So total revenue was 1,054 crores. Time to come, we see revenue from products growing and the project revenue going down, and which is a conscious decision we have taken in the company to, when I say, conscious decision, is a complete reinvention of the company taking place now. Year after year it will happen. Quarter after quarter it will happen. That more revenues will come from products which are our own design products, our developed products, higher profitability margin, and less from projects. Because consciously we have taken a decision that let us design products ourselves, but there is a huge effort by Government of India also to get the products manufactured locally for local market, and for there is a preferential market access, and those kind of policies have been created. And once you fulfill a local demand in such a huge market, you become competitive to export it also internationally. So you would find product revenue would grow, project revenue may remain static, but in the terms of percentage it will come down. Product revenue will grow. I am not saying that actual numbers will come down, but the percentage might come down. So that's the strategy we have adopted, but that is certainly going to give better profitability to the company. In terms of what kind of revenue I see in 3 to 5 years, this is a very forward-looking statement, Mr. Jain. I would not like to talk of a forward-looking number.
Okay, fine, sir.
But there is going to be growth. That much I can tell you.
Okay, because because what I wanted to understand was, that the greenfield project of Jio and Airtel in our country about on the 4G network, the revenue has gone not so much actually. In the last 6 years, it has grown like from 2,500 crore rupees to 3,800 crore rupees. That's like about 8% CAGR growth. Means I wanted to understand that the opportunity is so huge, but what is it about the company? Means in terms of
you have to look at it from the products you have, and as we are increasing our product range, revenue will also grow. But again, in 3 years, 2,500 to 3,800 is not a bad growth, Mr. Jain. It's not that bad. 2,500 to 3,800 in 3 years is quite reasonable.
Thank you. Mr. Jain, may we request that you return to the question queue for follow-up questions, as there are many participants waiting for their turn. Thank you. The next question is from the line of Mangesh Kulkarni from Almonds Global Securities. Please go ahead.
Yeah, thank you for giving me an opportunity. I just wanted to understand the opportunity which we are going to get from the recent Jio's announcement that they are ready with the 5G solutions which they are ready to offer to the world. So what kind of participation do we see for HFCL in this opportunity?
We have not discussed any such thing with Jio, and I cannot talk about any particular operator, any customer, but we have not discussed any such thing with Jio.
But are we supplying some of the products to them for the 5G implementation or whatever their R&D they are doing?
They have not started 5G implementation, but whenever they start, we would definitely discuss with them. We continuously supply them fiber optic cables, so we will hopefully keep on supplying fiber optic cables to them. And if any other opportunity comes, we will definitely look at that. But Wi-Fi, for example, Wi-Fi we are supplying to Jio also to a large extent. When we do Wi-Fi 6, which would be very compatible with 5G, we would certainly approach them for supplying Wi-Fi 6 also. Wi-Fi 5 we are supplying them in large number. UBR we are supplying to them in a large number. And whenever they start 5G and they need equipment for 5G, whether it is routers, switches, all the new products we are trying to bring in, or the Wi-Fi, fiber optic cable, we will certainly discuss with them. Now it is up to them to give the order or not. It will depend on our competitiveness and all that. But we are hopeful that we will definitely try to get more and more orders by supplying competitive and quality products.
Okay. And sir, I just wanted to know about our EPC business. Now, how is the situation after this unlock process starting? The EPC contracts, are they coming back to the schedule or still delays are there?
Well, it is improving. If you look at EPC execution in the last 2 quarters, Q1 was about 510 crores and Q2 is 775 crores. So it has shown improvement, but still it needs to improve more. And I think Q3 would show further improvement because COVID situation is easing down and it's a new normal now. I don't know whether it's easing or not, but it's a new normal. People have understood they have to live with it to work, in this situation. So I'm expecting to improve further. Only impediment which is right now is there for the army projects which are in the northern border of India. It's northeast or maybe mostly in the northern areas where we have large number of projects, and out of the total projects, concentration is in North India. So there, because the border situation, as we know already, we all read in newspapers and media, there, access is restricted. They don't allow people to go in and out as easily as it used to happen earlier because of the current situation. So there the restrictions are there, but I suppose they would remain there for some more time till the time border situation eases. So there the situation is a little bit more difficult in other areas. But else than those army projects in northern areas, the situation has improved, as it can be seen that turnover from revenue from projects have gone up by 50%.
Okay. Thank you very much.
Thank you. The next question is from the line of Sonali from Wood Group. Please go ahead.
Hello.
Yeah.
Yeah. Good evening, Mr. Narathati. I have got a couple of questions. First is regarding the release of shares which are pledged. And earlier I have seen a video where you have mentioned that some percentage of the pledged shares have been released, and the management is in talks with the banks, but the banks have their own procedures. So can you just please update on that? And my second question is
20% of shares have been released. One was pledged for the as a collateral to one of the banks for urgent guarantee requirements. That has been released. And the second was pledged because of this fiber plant which we put. There's some issue was there with the land being registered, and the condition condition was there that that can be pledged only after we start commercial production. That has also happened. That 13% has been released. So 7 plus 13, 20 has been released. And balance shares we have already applied to the banks that the conditions under which they have been placed, they have all been fulfilled. So they should better release it. So I am hopeful that banks should see it with a positive sense, because the conditions no longer exist under which we had put them in, pledged them. But as I said all the time, no loan has been taken against shares. No loan. It is all collateral for the business of the company. There is no promoter borrowing, no loan against shares either to the company or to the promoters, and it's all collateral to the banks for the loan which they have extended to the company as collateral. So I am hopeful that some more release should take place. We have already sent application to the banks.
Okay, thank you. And my second question is regarding the debt reduction plan.
No, debt reduction means we don't have much of debt. It's a 0.43 only. The gearing is only 0.43. We don't not have much of debt in the company.
Yeah. Okay, fine. Thank you.
Thank you. The next question is from the line of Saket Kapoor from Kapoor and Company. Please go ahead.
Good evening, sir, and thank you for the opportunity. Sir, correct me, sir. You told that going forward, the mix between the telecom product and the turnkey part will be skewed more towards the telecom products. Meaning the growth which will happen going forward would be higher on the telecom product side. Correct, sir?
Yeah, I said product side. Telecom and defense all put together. Telecom, defense,
put together.
Cable all put together on the product side.
When we are putting the revenues of telecom products, both defense and telecom are clubbed in under one head only. That is
product.
So, sir, if we see the margins there, sir, last year we did revenue of 127 crore last September, and this year it is around 209 crore. But the PBT numbers have fallen from there at a turnover of 127, we posted PBT of 23 crore, and here out of 209 crore, the profitability is only 12 crore. And when we take the console part, sir, we find that with an improvement of, if I'm not wrong, with an improvement of 70 crore in the revenue, the profitability goes up by 20 crore. So I just wanted to understand कि क्या mix जा रहा है telecom product में जो consolidation में profitability improve हो रही है and on a standalone it is lower.
Saket, the variation in margin is not because of this product mix or anything else. It is because that that we have commenced the fiber production from this Q1, the Q4 of the last previous financial year. So initially it is getting stabilized, and the capacity utilization is comparatively low. It has been low, one because of the COVID situation, and secondly the initial stages the plant is getting ramped up. So the interest and depreciation is being charged to those facilities once it has started the commercial production. So that is how it looks on the lower side. The situation is going to correct from Q3 onwards with increased production of fiber.
It is because of the interest and depreciation on the new plant, which is what you see is like this. It's not really the margin on the product. It is interest and depreciation, which, as my CFO said, is going to improve from the Q3, because now this plant is 100% running on 100% capacity now.
Okay, sir, but since we are developing the product, this fiber and fiber cables goes into the product development. I think so that the fiber cable is mainly catering towards the EPC part. So just wanted to understand, we have built up the capacity
No.
to cater to the
Fiber
EPC
optic
segment.
cable is more than 90% is being sold independently. Independently.
But will it will be clubbed in the product category only, sir?
Yeah, sure.
Oh, okay, sir. Sir, one more point about this. Sir, we have seen in a shareholding pattern Reliance Strategic Business Venture Limited being a shareholder. So, sir, are these any strategic investor or what
No,
category?
they are not a strategic investor. They are just a normal investor.
Okay, and it is a treasury operations only because this company belongs to Reliance.
No idea what is their operation. So they would know that. I know that they are a shareholder.
Right, sir. And one more point was, sir, we have organized one conference call that was not held, didn't happen with Caber in the month of July. So have we taken any more steps to reschedule them for any further con call? I think it was scheduled in the month of July.
I couldn't follow your question.
Sir, in the month of July, there was one conference call that was scheduled for one of the biggest wealth advisors, Julius Baer Wealth Advisor. That was scheduled, but it could not happen. So I just wanted to understand whether any further call.
No, as and when any call happens, we would keep on informing the stock exchanges.
Yes, sir, because the timeline it was 2nd July and now it is 14th October. So the investor did not took interest going forward. I
don't know about investor interest, but if any call happens, we will immediately let know.
Absolutely, sir. And last point was about, so you spoke that the synergies which we are going to, the cost savings which we are going to have because of this backward integration. If you could explain how are these going to benefit and improve the bottom line, and what should be our endeavor for the sustainable EBITDA margins going forward, because there is a fluctuation, although there is consolidation we are seeing overall from the last 2-3 quarters. So if you could throw some light about the synergies and the sustainable EBITDA number.
Synergies are always there in backward integration. When you do backward integration, there are two reasons. One, they stabilize supply chain and take advantage of backward integration in the cost. So both are going to be there in this case. There's no doubt about that. And to maintain our profitability and all that, as I said, to enhance it, we are doing more and more new products. Even in cable business also, we are designing new products which are not used in India, but they are used in different other countries. So those products will increase our market sphere and enhance our profitability and stabilize that also. Mr. Saket, I have a couple of more questions I can take, then I have to leave for some other appointment. So
definitely,
if there is any other question from other investors, other participants,
I will come in the queue, sir. BSNL receivable, if you could give, sir, how much is due from BSNL?
BSNL dues, there is no dues much from BSNL as such. There is about 130-40 crores, but rest of the dues is for army projects which is via BSNL but which keep on coming on regular intervals. There is no overdues for that.
Correct. Thank you, sir, for all the answers.
Thank you. Ladies and gentlemen, due to time constraint, we'll take that as a last question. I would now like to hand the conference over to Mr. Mahendra Nahata of HFCL Limited for closing comments.
Well, thank you, gentlemen. As I said that Q2 has been an improved quarter over Q1, and Q3 we believe that it would improve quarter on Q3 also. Q2 also, Q3 should be an improved quarter because the impacts of COVID and these kind of impediments have gone down considerably, and we are sure that we will do much better in the current quarter. Our emphasis on our own product development and marketing them worldwide is going to sort of reinvent the company in the next couple of years, and will position the company as a leading technology enterprise in the world market in communication as well as defense related products. And I'm happy to share that we are very enthused about that. We are very optimistic about these products which we are developing with international class, and which will certainly increase our revenue from products. And projects revenue will go down in percentage, but may in terms of overall number, it may not even go down. But in terms of percentage, product revenue will go up. And I am sure that in future, with the COVID situation becoming more normal, economy as a whole will progress. We will come down to the normals, the country and the economy as such, and HFCL being a part of that will also show improved performance. Thank you very much, gentlemen. Thanks a lot for your time and attending this earnings call. See you again in the next earnings call. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Ladies and gentlemen, on behalf of HFCL Limited, that concludes this conference. Thank you for joining us, and you may now disconnect your lines.
Thank you.